What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 199 of Two Amazon Sellers and a Microphone, brought to you by Sellozo. And today we're going to be talking about winning advertising strategies to grow your brands in 2022. And to do that, we're bringing on an absolute expert in this space, Vitalii Hizniak, the CEO of Profit Whales. What's up, Vitalii? How are you?
Hey Dustin, hey Chris, nice to meet you. Thanks for your invite. Thanks for being here. I like following you a lot, and I am totally like it's a great pleasure to be there.
Well, we're excited to have you, and we are definitely going to jump into all of this with advertising strategies moving forward in the future. But we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this right off the bat. You are currently in Ukraine right now. That's where you guys are based. And how are you doing? How is everybody over there?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, you're right. Our team and our head office was in Ukraine, in Kiev, in like our capital. Right now, we have done the relocation for all of our employees right now and for their families, like partly. But yeah, um, mm, I guess after a few days, that was like a shocked update. In a case, what is happening? It's not like the war, right? With the like Russian, it's something more. It's more like seems like the genocide in the case of the cities as Bucha or Irpin, because it's what just the last update, yeah, that you have seen in the UN Assembly from our president and all these facts, video and photo materials on how all these crimes like we have got, and that is terrible, like the reality where we are living right now. But our team is fine in the case of the relocations. They are not located in the bombing cities or where they could be somewhere in danger. Everything is fine with them. Everything is good with us. Like in general, we have done the relocation not only to the western part of Ukraine but also to the like close European countries. uh yeah, we're living with that. It's like the parts of like our time right now. We do a lot of support and donations to our country, and like just spreading all this information around. Also, in the case of the information, I guess it's also important to know the reality, what is happening. But yeah.
I mean, we obviously follow it closely here. It's heart wrenching. It's really tough to watch. It's tough to see what's going on. And I can't imagine being there. I can't imagine my life being uprooted like that. With essentially, it seems like a crazy person who's doing this. It's really tough. I mean, what did you guys? So was it the whole company headquartered in Kiev?
We like we had before a like not all people located in Ukraine, yeah, like but the part like a really big part around like 18 people were located in Ukraine, yeah. And right now, like most of them, I guess in Ukraine we have around 10, maybe 12 people right now. Other just they have left and they go to the nearest countries. But thanks that we had more people like internationally, and when everything just started, they took on control all the processes around the profit whales, and they I guess thanks to the old processes and operations inside, they had a chance to handle that before all other people. They just have done the relocation, because our management, for example, exactly like the team management of the profit whales, were located in Kiev, in Kharkiv. So yeah. Yeah.
What did you? So at what point was it right away, or was it before the invasion started, or when did you guys realize you needed to relocate as quick?
We just waked up at 4 a.m. in the morning, because we have heard bombing in our cities, and that became around all Ukraine cities. It's like all around. And that was the first signal that we need to do something. We need to leave. And during the next, I guess, 5 days, we start relocating all our people. It's not like our relocation when we support them. It's more about support, like, hey guys, you need to be relocated, let's find the place, and we all together start working on that, because it's like a part when chaos happening around the cities. No, everyone wants to leave the city. You're like in traffic jams, like huge traffic jams all around the Ukraine, and all of them go into the western part because you don't have any flights. You don't have, like, everything is closed. You have the martial law. You couldn't leave the country, and like all the things happening. And that was a like 1 week of chaos when everyone wants to make some moves to the western part and to leave the central cities that right now are bombing, and right now they have seen some streets fights, some tanks or anything around. So that was like something like that.
And the western part where you're at now, it's stable enough? I know there have been bombings and things in that area at some point. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's okay for right now.
Yeah, that could be a funny part, because we're living with the sirena hole, like every time it's around like 5 8 times per day, and that is normal. It's like, okay. And you like, okay, yeah, there is sirena, and we should go, I know, like to find some place to stay for a while till we will not have a like the end of this sirena. And that is the reality how we are living. We don't hear like any bombing right now. We don't hear like we don't see any tanks or streets fights. No, it's not so terrible as we have seen on the eastern part of Ukraine or the Kharkiv or Mariupol. When you could see like everything that is like destroying your cities, your like people around. You don't see that, but still, yeah, you're following the news, and that is also terrible.
I can't even imagine or wrap my head around it. But appreciate the insights into what's going on for sure. I'm glad everybody is okay. Hopefully families and extended families are okay as well. And you touched on it before we went live, but you talked about, the focus on work is helpful for you and your employees, because it gives them something, a focus, something to do. You want to touch on that a little bit about what that's
Of
like
course,
to,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That is true. That is true because when every time you are like living with that, you are supporting also the country, the families of all these employees, because we have done any fires. We don't have like any things that could, I don't know, like destroy the life of all of our people around, and we need to keep going. We need to keep working. And I'm so glad to my team that we have a chance to do that. They are really involved on all the processes on how we could help like our agency to grow, to work, to continue on to previous results. And right now we are working, yeah, like totally on the 100%. Everyone is involved, everyone is working, all the process is going smoothly. And it's a part where they could like turn their focus and be not only on all these terrible news around or some other things. They are working, and then they do some volunteers, and then they do some donations, and then they spread some information. So there's how we're living right now. And absolutely, absolutely, that is the point. And thanks for your also time, because I got a chance to tell more people about this situation. Yeah, because our topic for today, not the situation in Ukraine. It's more about the how we will work and do the advertising in the Amazon, and how we will work with that. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's heart wrenching to see. It's amazing to see the stories coming out of that. The way that the Ukrainians are fighting. They're proud. Your president's amazing. Zelensky is, I mean, he's an amazing leader. It's really, it's heart wrenching, and at the same time, it's uplifting that people can
Yeah.
stand up. People can stand up against a madman. And
Awesome.
we we want to support you in any way possible. And anyone listening, working
Yeah.
with people that are in that can be a support. So
Absolutely.
all right, well, let's go ahead and now let's shift our focus and let's talk about you, Profit Whales, and some strategies moving forward. Before we jump into the strategies, we'd love to learn a little bit of your personal background. How did you end up in the Amazon ecosystem to start with? And what made you decide to move to the agency side? Give you as much time as you want to tell your story.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is a really good question because I have started maybe working exactly with the advertising and marketing when I was in the university. Exactly, I studied a lot marketing and economics, and that was a first step when I just touched the idea that whoa, you could increase sales just with the good advertising or just with the good words that you have around your business and with your products, or sometimes you have a good products but you have a low sales, how to work with that, how to deal with that. And that was like the case that I really enjoyed. And I have started my first like work starts I like began as the sales manager, in the startup in my native city in Ukraine, in Nikolaev. And we do a lot of cold calling to the United States with the Google Ads, with the Google Analytics setup, or with the digital marketing. And for me, that was an amazing part because it was like the first time when I understand that I could see all numbers around the business, and like help them, like exactly, like not like sell the setup or sell some management things, or no, we are speaking about the results, we're speaking about the ROAS or ROI to your business. And we see how we could scale some businesses sitting in Ukraine but scale United States businesses. For me, that was like whoa, how we like how all the things like working, and we're speaking just about the Google Ads. And that was my first experience inside the agency. And one part that I'm right now doing, like that became my like life motto, I understand that my main passion on working here is like helping businesses to grow. I'm like, if I couldn't do that, I will tell business owners, my partners, or anyone that's unfortunately, I don't know why, but we couldn't do that, we couldn't solve that. And let's find like another approach, let's find another way how to do your marketing, I know, your sales, maybe to fix your product. And after that, I'm like growing up in the case of the marketing, I became a CMO at one agency who they are working with the augmented reality. They creating their software and products and something like that. I became a chief marketing officer there, and we start growing. And I start working with the big agencies, like with the big companies, enterprises, with the LG. Sometimes we had some products for the Apple, and we are working with them, and that was a great experience in the case of we have a great product, how to sell this great product, and to sell not as like the service with a few thousands. They have like a higher bills, and so we need to work with that. And they also are located a worldwide, so a lot of conversations were in English, and we need to understand how we should show the world how we are working still as the Ukrainian company. And the last my experience and where I'm right now, it's the profit whales. I got a really cool like small talk with our founder Alex. He just called me and said like, hey, Vitaly, we need you as a person but not as a specialist. Could you join us? Like what is going on? And it's like a dream job, to be involved into the processes, to find exactly this space and sphere where you could show how you could help, these agencies and help people around to become more talented. And I started this journey because Profit Fails 4 years ago. Not four, they started 4 years ago. I have joined them more than 2.5 years ago, and they had working around the software. They have created a Amazon PPC software for boosting the listings with the help of the PPC, and collecting all needed relevant assets and keywords all together, with the different bid strategies, and boost listings in the case of the organic results. And for me, that was like, whoa, I had never working with the Amazon. I do have a lot of experience with the Google Analytics, absolutely understand how work in the semantic core, organic stuff, and all these parts. And I want to go deeper, into these processes. And that was how my journey began. So I became a chief growth officer inside the Profit Whales. I work a lot. We we launched our software, then we closed our software, then we became an agency. When we, some kind of Amazon nerds, we had created a softwares for our own, not for the market. We created for our specialists, for our clients, and that was closed. And yeah, right now we are the full service marketing agency. When we are covering not only the Amazon but also the external traffic, we're connecting all these parts into the ecosystem. And yeah, I guess that is like one of my final goals. Yeah, when we go out of Amazon, and we also could provide our clients with more like relevant traffic and relevant sales for growing their businesses.
So I got to chime in real quick because, Vitaly, you may not remember this, and thanks again for sharing your story. But so my first day my first week at Sellozo. So I've been with Sellozo about 3 years now, I'd say. But I was training, and I got a booking from this company called Profit Whales. They came in through our pipeline, and I didn't know like who they were, but Vitaly, you mentioned it earlier that you used to just have a tool for sellers, and then you closed it, and now you guys do like a full service. So at the time, I was being trained, and I got on this call, and I think it was you and your other owner, Eeyore. I think,
Sure, yeah.
These guys pop up. You guys pop up on the screen, and they have a whiteboard, and they're like drawing out what they're talking about, like with their PPC tool.
Yeah.
And I'm so thrown off because I'm thinking like, I thought they were going to sign up for Sellozo, but they're actually explaining how their tool works to us. So I was like really confused. It was my first day, and so that brought Profit Whales on my radar. And Dustin and I are sellers, and so this industry of like finding the tools and testing them out.
Yeah.
I was like always intrigued. So I was like, okay, who's Profit Whales? So you guys have always been on my radar because ever since that time I booked that call, I'll never forget it. It was like my first week. It's like, I thought I was going to sell you, but you were trying to sell us. But you mentioned it. You guys were like one of the first to like have a tool for sellers. And I thought it was really interesting at the time. It was really automated tool. Mm-hmm. Then you closed it down, and then you went to the agency route. I was following that journey through that.
Yeah.
So what was the process there? I'm curious, why close down the seller side of it? I think I don't know why, but why close down the seller's tool there? What made you close down the seller side of it and just focus on being a full service agency?
Oh yeah, it's a really good question because maybe if you have seen on our demo call that we have done for you, we cover most of the processes on our site. Like we were like on all the processes where you could like be, and I guess it's so typical for different startups when you don't have any I don't know, like chief executives, or you don't have any directors. You just have a team of octopus, like when every time you're trying to fix everything around and to work on all the processes that is happening. And when we launch the software, we understand that one of our mistakes that we have done, that is like the education of the Amazon sellers. We understand that one of the parts that we need to cover, it's like to educate Amazon sellers and the Amazon community with what is the Amazon PPC, when you need to do that, how you need to do that, how to work with the keywords, what is the difference between like top performing keywords or mid performing keywords, what is the difference around the long tail, what is your strategy for launching the products or boosting the products to the bestseller, like what is the difference around all these things. And most of these like concerns, it's not just for the new Amazon sellers info, it's also for the experienced Amazon sellers, who for sellers who just selling on Amazon like 5-7 years, they have the common mistakes. We have seen on all our audits that all of Amazon sellers, they have a lot of wasted budgets, they have a lot of duplicates, so they don't have negatives or anything like that. And when we have created our software, this software like extremely cool working with our 0 to hero structure, keyword structure that avoids, like all.
That's what it was. I remember that 0 to hero.
Was that we have like drawing you because that is like the experience. And when you have a chance to show Amazon algorithms what keywords you are relevant, on what keywords you would like to have sales and how you will filter them. It's like the automatic system when with the help of like Zero to Hero Plus, our software, it's like no need to do any fix. This software will automatically working with bits, automatically will add all needed negatives, or grabbing some keywords that you would like to put as the new test, as the new keywords from your search term report or anything like that. It's like no need to do nothing. But Amazon sellers, it's like you couldn't they couldn't do nothing. They every time trying to do something, they every time trying to make some changes to put the same keywords into phrase, broad, exact, like all search match types, like everything should work. But and that is like the case because we spend a lot of time on the support, exactly as the account managers. We spend a tons of hours on educating with the help of like the self communication with them, and that was difficult on that team, on that team before. And right now, I guess more than 4 months or maybe before half a year, we relaunch our software. The name of it is Sponsored. They have their own support team. They have their own developers. It's our software that we have started 4 years ago, and right now we have relaunched it with the new like branded stuff and all the things working. But we chosen as a way of working as the agency when we have a chance to support, educate, grow the Amazon sellers business, not only on Amazon like PPC side. We are not like the just marketing agency or just working with the PPC. No, we are working with the business in general. And that was like I don't know, like one of my big passion. When you do not like telling you marketing is good, your sales, like organic sales, is bad, doesn't matter. No, that is matter for us. We want to see how our clients growing all together.
You bring up a great point there. And this is something that Chris and I do basically all day long, is educate people about their, what kind of strategy, what is your goal? What is your strategy with PPC? Because, a lot of sellers, like you said, they're looking for a tool that is like it's going to be the savior. You hit a button and it's gonna do everything, and it's gonna get, they always have the same thing. I want more sales and a lower ACOS. Right off the bat, you're gonna be like, well, that might not be the strategy that's going to work for you. You may not be able to get a super low ACOS for this product because it's in a very competitive niche. You might want a more aggressive strategy to grow your organic ranking. And a lot of times people, they're either relying on the tool to do everything, and they're not really focused on an overall strategic approach to it. And tools are amazing. Like the power of software tools like yours and ours to really automate like all the manual work that you would have to do. They're unbelievable for that. I mean, you can have one person manage a lot of Amazon accounts if you have a tool, because it's doing a lot of the work. But if the person managing the tool is putting the wrong inputs into the tool, their strategy's wrong. They're gonna see either a negative impact or something, and then it's always like, oh, something's wrong with the tool. So we've done this a similar thing on our end where we're heavily ramping up our onboarding process. It's multi-touch points, it's multiple calls, because you want them to get the best out of the platform. You want them to get the best for their business. So it's a really interesting point. If you're running your business, you should have at least a good understanding of the strategic approach and what the impact of PPC can be if it's done right. Very, very interesting. And that's why I love conversations like this. We are in the same, we are talking to similar people. We're trying to help similar people, and we can all help each other in this space.
Right. Yeah.
That's what's amazing. There's millions of brands in the world out there, all trying to be successful. We can all, there's too many for any one of us to handle. So it can be good. Well, let's dive into a little bit about some strategies and some strategic approaches. We can start with sort of what some updates from like 2021. Like what changed in the Amazon advertising space over the last year? What are things that you've noticed with your clients?
Yeah. First of all, that I would like to cover is like 2021. That was a crazy year in the case of the all marketing updates and all the PPC, Amazon updates in general. We have seen a lot of updates in sponsored display, DSP becoming much better. We have seen how all Amazon sellers were banned from the Amazon site, and they couldn't like right now come back to the Amazon in the case of all the illegal things, and there is like open some spaces for other sellers who are working like in a case of trust. And for me personally, one of the, I guess a lot of people right now are speaking about that, it's the external traffic and the Amazon attribution update that Amazon finally launched all these links that you could create for your stores, for your products, and track all their activities. It's like awesome for us to understand that Amazon follow us, right? Because every time I'm trying to say that Big Brother is watching you, like Amazon every time try to track your activities in the case of what traffic are you sending to this platform, right? And people start thinking more in the case of how relevant I am, how relevant my search terms that people asking on Amazon relevant to my products. And we could see that one of the updates and one of the big improvements that Amazon PPC, the Amazon ads team have done for the PPC, that was a relevancy update, because most of the keywords they give us more value for the product, and they show how non-relevant keywords they will not work for you. They will not rank for you. You will not have a chance to show the ads on some different categories or anything like that, as like the previous most of the Amazon sellers, like best sellers, using this strategy. So that is extremely cool. And I guess right now all of the like most of the Amazon sellers, they will change their understanding on how they should work with the PPC. Do they have enough keywords inside their semantic cores? How do they working with the analytics inside the Amazon? Because before, people they thinking about the Amazon PPC is like, okay, I do have $100, I will spend it, and what is my ROAS? Like 4, 5, 3. Okay, great, I will spend more. Right now you are spending and you have the like one ROAS, and like, why is happening? Like why? And sometimes you should understand that you are paying not only for the results, you're also paying for the analytics that you're getting. And right now people, they still like miss that. They still miss the analytics around the keywords, analytics around the brand analytics that we have, and all other parts. But yeah, I guess the external traffic, the Amazon attribution, and DSP that show us the trends in 2021 that will be during the next few years. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's so you touched on one interesting part, Amazon's relevancy, how their algorithm's getting much better at showing they're not going to show ads for irrelevant search terms or keywords that you've got in your things. And we get this all the time. I mean, we'll have someone come in, they're like, my ads aren't working, I'm not getting any impressions. And you look and you're like, Amazon's not going to show your ad for that. It's not relevant to your product. It's like way far off. So no matter, you could put a bigger budget on that, it's still not going to work. And you shouldn't want that one to work. If it's not relevant, it's not going to convert very well. So you're gonna, it's kind of helping in a sense that helps the seller out in a degree. But the other thing that is because Amazon keeps expanding the different types of ad placements, the different types of ad types, it just adds layer and layer of complexity on it. And so a lot of times you get people come in like, where do you start? You're like, how do you roll out a strategy? You're going to do sponsor products, sponsor brand video, display. Are you going to what categories are you going to target? You're going to do DSP. That's a lot to absorb. So if you're rolling out a strategy for 2022, how should someone start? How should someone start with an advertising strategy?
Yeah, it's most of the Amazon sellers, they do the common mistake, because when Amazon launching something, they want to test it right now. Like the Amazon launch and Amazon attribution, bam, you have a lot of different attribution links. I should send some traffic. I should do the Google Ads or anything like that. No, it's not the reason how you should work and use all these tools, because when we are working a lot with the different aggregators, with the different big Amazon brands, with like top brands that you could see on like the list of like the brands that is like top inside the Amazon. And the main thing that you could start is like, doesn't matter, are you new one or are you experienced, are you big or small, you should absolutely figure it out. How are you working inside with Amazon PPC? Are you like are you ready enough for getting external traffic? So first of all, you need to figure it out how to work with the sponsored products, because that is like one of the main core that you could grab most of the data and most of understanding. How what is the relevant keywords for you? What is the top relevant keywords for you? What keywords providing you with the most of the sales? What other keywords you want to add, and test would they work or not? You will have a bunch, a great list of the negatives that you will collect, during some period of time. You will have the understanding of the essence of your like competitors, who's the best one, with whom you're getting more sales, with whom less, but you want to compete in the future, right? When you will, I don't know, gain some reviews or increase your conversion rates. So first of all, it's sponsored products, where you will have a chance to divide your understanding, that you will grab some essence, grab some keywords, and put them to the sponsor brands. You will grab some essence and put them to the sponsored display. And here's like when I know like the magic begins, because you need to start like collect the data and make some, the analytical conclusions based on all these three types. I have like these specific keywords. These keywords is great working on the sponsored products. What about the sponsored brands? Where are these keywords? Do I have any ads there? What is like my results here? What is the CPC? You need to compare that. The same with the essence around the sponsored products, sponsored display, sponsored brands. You need to understand how your advertising working. You need to follow this brand analytics tool that will show you exactly the click share, the conversion share, how your competitors working. Where do you have a chance, to push to increase like more, I don't know, daily budget or your base, and to grab more sales? Because right now, each your sale that you're getting from Amazon PPC, it's calculated in the case of the relevancy, and you need to increase more and more keywords that will like gain this relevancy for you. If not, you will be on the same level. If not, you will not improve your conversion rate. If not, you will not have a chance to, I don't know, to become and to get into the top, like of the best sellers or other players in the market. But yeah, right now it's a long journey. If you couldn't compete in the case of the reviews, unfortunately, you need to collect reviews, right? If you couldn't collect, if you couldn't compete in the case of the price, okay, you need to compete inside the conversion rate. Still, you need to come back into the conversion rate of your listings, check your photos, images, SEO parts, backend keywords, everything. Yeah, everything should be done. And the core of all these results, like 20% of all your time, need to be focusing on all these parts, as the PPC and your listings, right? Your stores, everything should be done perfectly, because they will gain 80% of results. And then you will go to the DSP, because you will have enough data. You will have enough data to understand for whom you should do remarketing, on what competitors you should be targeted on, where you are best in the case of the price, where do you best in the case of the quality. You should read like all your, I know, like reviews that you had on your top competitors. You should understand when people love them or hate them. You will use this data inside the DSP. You will have like this understanding around the Amazon PPC and DSP. Great, it's time to add the external traffic, because grabbing the info from Amazon, when you will understand exactly who is your audiences, why they're buying your products, and Amazon DSP providing you with the great audience insights, great insights that you could use on the Facebook, on the Pinterest, on the TikTok, on the Google keywords pool that you have done from the sponsored products, you also could use on the Amazon. And that is how the ecosystem is building. And that is not a quick process to build. It's not like quick for everyone. It's not quick for I do have a top Amazon brand, I know, and I would like to set up all the Amazon types, like just do that. No, first of all, we will remake everything that you have inside the Amazon, and we will check, do you have a clear data? Do you have a good data insights? how everything, all your keywords and essence working, and then we will grow your strategy.
Interesting. So when you're starting, you're saying, I mean, initially you're paying for data, and I think a lot of people miss that part. They want to launch
to hear that. They just afraid to hear that,
Yeah, they want to launch ads, and they want to see sales come in profitably immediately. And that's just, I mean, maybe there's products out there that are super nichey that works on, but in general, that's not going to happen. You're going to have that data is rolling in. You're paying for it. You're optimizing it so that it performs better in the future. But that's why people should probably start with a more of a laser focus. I mean, is starting sponsor product just as simple as starting an auto campaign to start getting data and start pulling out the keywords that are converting for you and the ASINs that are converting for you? I mean, is that what you're launching, or are you launching a manual campaign with your own keyword research in it? What's the initial startup setup for somebody?
I guess Chris could cover that because he have seen on the whiteboards our strategy.
Yeah, I had an inside look, right?
When we do the launch, and it doesn't matter, it's like new product or the product with the great amount of sales, we're starting with our structure. Sometimes it's like different in the case of the variety of campaigns that we're using, but typically it's around 4 to 8 or 8 to 10 different campaigns for the product. That includes manual campaigns, that includes auto campaigns. We have the campaigns that working as the black box, that is on the small beats working on generating you and finding you and new keywords for you, that we will automatically add as the task. So we are focusing a lot on the beginning on the semantic core, on the keywords that could be relevant for you based on your competitors, based on your niche, based on your search terms that you have collected during some time, if you had a chance to start that. So we are working a lot on the collecting data, and we do like the fundamentals for you. That is like a semantic core that will cover most of the keywords, most of the search terms that people will go and ask. Maybe on the beginning they will be located more in the case of the long term or the low volume keywords, but still these keywords will have a chance to collect more sales than your nearest competitors, and you will get a chance to grow in the case of the understanding how all the Amazon algorithms right now is working.
What's a good, and I have seen the whiteboard, so I probably already know this, but what's with the cost of PPC going up and like the TOS changes on how to rank products, everybody's looking for a good ranking strategy for their products, and they're using PPC to do that. But there's a lot of different steps you can do in that. What's a good ranking strategy to increase your organic placements for one of your products? I know everybody's got different processes, but curious what yours is.
Yeah. So the main part is that you need to follow brand analytics. In the case of the main brand metrics as the conversion share and click share, right? So for you that is important because if you're asking about like the TOS, for example, you're like experienced Amazon seller, right? You want to compete. You understand how important sales for you. So for following this data, you need to have enough info and enough keywords, enough targets inside your Amazon PPC, Amazon PPC campaigns. If you're when we are going inside, for example, when we do the audits and we see that you have, I don't know, just around up to 10 keywords in top of search, for us that is a big question because unfortunately you are not ranking correctly. And then we go to the position of the keywords that have from 4 to 10. Yeah, on the first to 3 you have 10 keywords. From 4 to 10 you have 200 keywords, and then from 10 and plus you have around 1,000 keywords ranking on Amazon. And we need to change that. We need to increase the amount of keywords where you should be in top 3, right? Because you have enough conversion rate, you need to have enough volume for that. And how to do that? If you will go inside, you will see that you're selling, most of your sales came just to 5 keywords maybe in total, in general, or 10, or up to 20. it's not a good reason for you. You need to have a good pool of the keywords that is working. In the case of the relativeness, they will work. They will maybe get a one sale, I don't know, per month, and some of these keywords should be inside, because when you're fighting for the bestseller, each sale could like give you this page. Each sale could like bring you these results, and that is important. So first, and my main point, is to double check your Amazon PPC campaigns. Sometimes, and most of the times, you're competing with yourself. You will tell me that, hey, Vitaly, I'm using like humidifier for bedroom keywords in 3 different match types, in phrase, broad, and exact. And like, okay, that could work maybe for you, but it's not okay for the Amazon algorithms, because Amazon want to see exactly one keyword that is added to your semantic word, that is working inside your campaign in specific placement, and you need to control this placement if this keyword is important for you. So you need to work with that. You need to get a really good graduation of the keywords. Where are you working on the placements, and you know that they need to be on the top. There is a brand keywords, and they generating me with the low ACOS traffic, but they are selling a really good. So you need to have this understanding, and you need to increase every time all like amount of these keywords across all the campaigns that you have: sponsored products, brands, and display.
So you're saying that your basically like your campaign keyword funnel that you're going through, you're trying to get everything that's working and it's relevant as an exact match so you can control it. Is this what I'm hearing? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So if you've got a broad match campaign going and you've moved something into your exact match, you're negating out of the broad match.
That could be so, but you need to be sure that you have a broad campaign with the low beats, with the top performing keywords, and all other keywords inside your semantic word, they are as the negative exact. So that will be a good filter for you, that you will not get a duplicate around the Amazon, and Amazon will providing you in search terms, right, in search term report, only with the new keywords that you don't have, but you could have a chance to get a sale here. The same with the auto campaigns too.
Yeah, makes sense. That's the strategy that we roll out as well. And personally, you have the data consolidated to that keyword, like you mentioned. If you've got the same keyword in different match types, the bids are triggering off different match types. It's hard to consolidate and figure out what your bid should be and what your top of search multiplier should be to keep you in that one spot for ranking.
You don't know your real data. Sometimes, like, different brands like came to us and say, we have a 35% ACOS, and like, no, you don't have this ACOS, unfortunately. You have much higher ACOS. And they like, no, Vitaly, what are you talking about? Like, and you showing them where they getting like most of the sales, and they like shocked, because they are working more than like 2-3 years with this specific data, with this specific Amazon PPC. They every time asking like themselves, where is my profit? Could I have more profit? Should I have more margin? All your answers inside the Amazon PPC, all your answers in the case of the strategy that you're using. Your Amazon PPC, that should be a long-term strategy, not a short one. It's not about like, I know, like lightning deal, like getting some quick sales and that is all. No, we're speaking about the ranking. We're speaking about the relativeness. We're speaking about the competitors. And if you're not covering that, someone else will cover that, and then you see inside your niche that you have, I don't know, more than 10,000 reviews, and then one guy with the 2,000 reviews like became a bestseller, and you just sitting around and like asking yourself why. I do have much better reviews, I do have more like reviews here, and why it's happening? Because they understand how the Amazon algorithm working.
Yeah, we have the same conversations all the time that you just outlined. Do you make sure that sponsored product, maybe some sponsored brand video, that kind of thing, is really well organized, well performing before you expand to like DSP or external traffic or any of that, or at what point are you starting to add those elements into your advertising strategy?
Yeah, so first of all, we need to be sure that DSP would work for the seller, and we understand how the who is your top competitors, with whom we will compete, with the help of the DSP for whom we should be targeted on, and that will be the main point that we will ask. And also, it's also important to understand DSP. It's also a unique tool, that Amazon provide us to work with. It's, I guess, like it's open for everyone. If you will ask some agencies to go with, they will allow you to do that. But for example, insights around the audiences, you will get a chance to see when you will have more than 100K of unique views of your products, and that is a lot. If your product is like with low traffic, you could just imagine how much time you will need to spend for getting these insights, right? So the DSP, it's a long-term tool, absolutely, and you should understand that the one of the main and the best experience of using the DSP is the remarketing campaigns that will help you to exactly like retarget on specific listings of specific people. You will have a chance to grab the DSP tag and put on your landing pages or website to collect the audiences, right? To show it. So DSP, it's for the brands. It's not just one unique product. No, you need to understand that if you are figuring out all your processes around the Amazon PPC, and you do have sponsor brands, sponsor display, and all other campaigns in parallel, you should work with your social media, with your website, with your, I don't know, like all your organic social media stuff that you could do, right? Because the next step that you will do, you will add external traffic, but you need to be prepared. And the between like all these like two main and big steps will be the DSP. You will set up. You will understand that if you will send any traffic from external, you will have a chance to catch them. Because you shouldn't pay every time the same price for the click as everyone paying on Amazon. And for me, that is like a big question. For Amazon sellers, like doesn't matter. They don't have a remarketing campaigns on Amazon more than 5 years or 7, and they just don't like open this question. For them, it's like doesn't matter. Okay, I will pay like $1 every time for top keywords for each seller who if they have seen my ads. No, DSP will provide you with the way when you pay less for the same top keywords, or I don't know, like top placements where you could see the ads, and that will be a great remarketing tool that will, I don't know, like make your strategy much better, in the case of the performance, in the case of the ROAS. So that will be the main of point of understanding. And yes, please don't start DSP with the huge budgets like 30K per month, 40K. Unfortunately, we are working with the top brands, but we still don't get into these budgets per month. Like no need to spend a lot. No need. You need to spend where you need it to be with the good ROAS. That's why we have like a ROAS around like 6, 10, I don't know, something like that during the 3 months. And we're spending like a few thousand up to 5,000, up to 10,000 per month, but not a 30K per month.
Vitaly, these are great insights that you're sharing with everybody. And we're running up a little bit against the clock here. We got to kind of wrap it up in a second, but it just comes down to being focused, testing, figuring out what works, double down on what works, stop doing what doesn't work. But there's a lot of complexities, and that's why agencies like yours and ours exist. There's a lot of work that needs to be done for people. So anybody who's listening right now, they love what you're saying. They want to work with you. How can they reach out and contact you?
You could use our website, for example, and just follow the form, and we will come back to you shortly. You will have a chance to schedule a call. You will get an email with the link. And also you could contact me, find on any social media. We're LinkedIn, we're Facebook, or anything like that. If you will find the profit wheels, you will absolutely find me with my name Vitaly. My surname will be difficult to pronounce or to type right now, but still you will have a chance to do that. So no worries, I guess. In our sphere, not so many Vitaly, and you will have a chance to find it.
That's excellent. Well, I encourage everyone to do that. We also do the same thing, so feel free to reach out to us at Sellozo as well. Like I said, there's a lot of brands out there, and there's a lot of services available to you. So everyone's got the right fit. Everyone can fit well with somebody. So we encourage you to reach out, both Profit Whales, reach out to us at Sellozo, and let's chat and let's see if we can help out with your PPC. Vitaly, thanks so much for joining us. Please stay safe. we'll try. Please stay safe over there. We'd love to get you back on down the road and get some updates on the situation there.
Yeah.
It's great to hear from someone who's on the ground, who's living this. There's things that are bigger and more important in the world than Amazon sales, and you're living through it right now. So we appreciate you coming. Our thoughts are with you and everyone over there, and we'll be in touch soon.
Yeah. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much,
absolutely.
Justin.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like content like this, make sure you subscribe to our podcast. We're on every platform where podcasts exist. So go to your favorite one and subscribe to us so you can hear amazing stories with people like Vitalii and experts from all over the space. Additionally, you can see all this, the live streams on Sellozo's social channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So make sure you go there and subscribe as well. And thanks for tuning in today, everybody. We'll be back at this tomorrow.